Fox News Podcasts presents the Bret Baier Podcast with Fox News chief political anchor Bret Baier.
We ended the war in Gaza and really, on a much bigger basis, created peace.
I applaud President Trump and the team and all for getting to this step.
There's only one leader in the world that could have orchestrated that deal. It's Donald Trump.
I am very encouraged and hopeful. It is truly an exciting time. I give President Trump credit for it.
Well, in tonight's Common Ground segment, bipartisan agreement about the peace agreement in the Middle East. And just seconds ago, we had official word from the Israeli government that that has been voted forward, that the deal is officially voted by the Israeli government as a yes, moving forward to phase one. Joining us tonight, Tennessee Republican Tim Burchett and Florida Democrat Jared Moskowitz. Congressman, thanks so much. Phase one, by the way, is immediate ceasefire, partial withdrawal of Israeli troops. Hamas releases all living hostages within 72 hours, living and dead. Israel releases about 1,950 Palestinian prisoners. Congressman Moskowitz, on a tweet you put out earlier, you called it a historic day for the region. Congressman Burchett, you said that this was the biggest policy win, foreign policy win of the 21st century. I just want you to both 30,000 feet give me your thoughts on this day. Congressman Moskowitz, first to you.
Thanks, Brett. It's good to be with you, and it's good to be with my friend Tim. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. Congress is not in. It's a historic accomplishment by the administration. It's a historic day. I mean, the fact that the hostages are coming home is unbelievable news. It's what we've been waiting for, Brett. Everybody has been waiting for this. Unfortunately, it took 2 years, and it was the main reason that the war was continuing. And now that the Trump administration has secured this deal and the hostages are coming home and families are going to be reunited with their loved ones, and those families, unfortunately, who are, want the bodies of their loved ones back, it's going to be bittersweet news for the Israeli people. But for the Middle East, for the region, once this first phase is over, phase two is very important, as not only can we end this war, but we can finally maybe stabilize the region and see peace in the Middle East.
And Congressman Burchett, it could be bigger than just this moment, as Congressman Moskowitz just said.
Yeah, I agree with Jared, and it's a pleasure being on you with my good friend Jared Moskowitz. I think Trump's new title is going to be Commander in Peace. I seriously think I'm going to drive by Pennsylvania Avenue and see the Secretary of State out mowing the yard. I don't know what else this guy can do. He's taken on so many jobs, but I don't think anybody else in the world could have pulled this off, but Trump and his administration, and he did it without firing a shot. I think what you have to realize, though, with dealing with Hamas, these terrorists, what they've done in the past, they'll kidnap these folks, they'll kill them immediately, bury them out in the desert, and then trick the families into thinking they exist. That's one of the challenges I think they're going to find, is bringing these bodies home and finding all these people, because they have a very loose network and they're evil. That's all there is to it. And so I would hope that with Israeli intelligence, with our cooperation, they have some of the best intelligence in the world, sniffing out these tunnels and things, that they can finally bring all these families some peace.
Congressman Burchett, in a background call we got from a senior official, that the U.S. is sending about 200 troops to Israel to help support and monitor the ceasefire deal in Gaza, part of a team that includes partner nations and others. I just wanted to get your thought about that, about U.S. troops going into that to be a part of it.
I'm very cautious about that, and I would hope that these thugs know that if they take on America, that will be a very costly move on their part. But I'm very cautious about any American men and women out there on the ground. I realize that it has to be verification, and maybe that is part of the peacekeeping process. But I'm very cautious in that department.
All right, we're going to take a quick pause here. We'll be back after this.
There will be no troops sent into Gaza, just to be clear. Congressman Moskowitz, next step for this, you mentioned that there are real question marks about how you go to phase two.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, completing phase one, and getting all of the hostages out needs to be completed, and the president said that should be done by latest Tuesday, and then it'll be a question about how long it'll take for all of the bodies to be recovered and returned to their families. Not all of them are in control of Hamas. There are other factions that unfortunately have these bodies of teenagers, kids, young adults, and we'll have to see how long that takes. As far as the next phase, that will take, obviously, Hamas realizing that their days are over. There will be disarming. They will not be part of the government there, and the Israelis pulling back completely into a defensive position with a council being formed to start talking about how a new government can be established in Gaza and rebuilding. But that's going to rely on Hamas coming through on their end of the deal. We're dealing with a terrorist organization that has used their people to try to destroy the state of Israel, put weapons in hospitals and in schools. And so we'll have to see if they're serious. But if they are, and we are able to get to the phase two, then listen, we're dealing with maybe the expansion of the Abraham Accords. And if you get there, Brett, if you get to the expansion of the Abraham Accords with Saudi Arabia, then you do have peace in the Middle East.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. I want to quickly touch on something that there's probably not a lot of common ground on, and that is the government shutdown. Congressman Moskowitz, Senator Schumer in Punchbowl News said why Schumer thinks Dems have momentum. Quote, every day gets better for us, Schumer asserted. It's because we thought about this long in advance, and we knew that health care would be the focal point on September 30th. We prepared for it. Their whole theory was threaten us, bamboozle us, and we would submit in a day or two. Do you think every day of the shutdown gets better for Democrats?
Oh, for me, Brett, this isn't a game. I don't care about any of that. I mean, look, that's obviously the political calculations that both sides are gonna do. For me, it's about paying our troops, making sure that they don't miss a paycheck. Our Coast Guard, they don't miss a paycheck. Our TSA, our federal workers don't miss a paycheck. This is something that we've seen before, right? We had shutdowns in the first Trump administration done by the Republicans over healthcare. It was over Obamacare. And we are now in a shutdown again over healthcare. Listen, if the president can make a deal with Hamas, the guy who wrote the art of the deal can definitely make a deal with Democrats on healthcare. And so, look, I hope government reopens soon. I hope we get a deal on healthcare. Everybody, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, is talking about how healthcare costs are going up. We have to figure out how to tackle that. But, this is...
Congressman Burchett, you want to respond to that? I mean, how about the House being in session? Should they be in session right now?
No, it's just going to allow the Democrats to respond to every question with something trashing Republicans. Look, the House did its work. We kept the government open. It's up to Chuck Schumer. All he's doing is looking in his rearview mirror, and he sees Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the far left. He sees New York City going to a Marxist, communist, anti-Semitic candidate for mayor, and he knows he's lost that base. Chuck Schumer needs to go back on the porch and start flipping raw hamburgers with cheese on them. He needs to get out because AOC is going to clean his clock. I think America knows that. Overnight, she announces she'll raise millions of dollars. The Democrat Party is not the party of young people. It's these old dinosaurs that you see on the news every night. It's ridiculous, and they need to go. They need to turn it over to people like Moskowitz there, who's got incredible intelligence and knows how to lead.
I just want to point out that we started with common ground. Congressman,
we finished with common ground. Brett, we finished with common ground.
Okay,
me very intelligent.
That's true. Thank you both for being
on. He's the best.
You can see all the Common Ground segments on my podcast, Common Ground. Find that in the All-Star Panel podcast under the Bret Baier Podcast at foxnewspodcast.com, Spotify, or wherever you download podcasts. You can also see the discussion on the Fox News YouTube page.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.